It's a flavor that you do not get in Korea.
That's right.
And it's a flavor you really don't get in America either.
Right. So you got the potatoes, the cheese, sour cream. Yeah. Oh, that sounds good already. Okay. So we are going to Krakow.
Yes.
Okay. And let's look at our first expression. If you engage in something.
This is a fancy way of saying you are doing something.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. If you get down to business.
Let's get down to business. It means to really work on something, to focus and do the hard work.
That's right. Based on something.
So this is how you made an idea, how you came to an idea. This is your basis or your foundation for the idea.
Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
You know what I noticed about Krakow? People aren't that friendly.
I read that they don't really engage in small talk if they don't know you.
So you're saying they just like to get down to business?
That doesn't mean they aren't friendly. It's just a different way to be.
I guess when you live in a big city, you don't have as much time to chat with strangers.
Right. So try not to judge them based on your culture.
Okay, we're on page 68. You can check out the dialogue. Please join us. The Best of Poland, Krakow. Now, this city is a very beautiful city. It's very close to the Czech Republic. And it has that kind of like Czech sort of Prague feel.
Yeah.
And just a side note, you had mentioned that now it's not even Czech Republic or Czechia?
Yeah, I think
Which is
they prefer to go by Czechia
Aha.
now.
Okay.
So,
And this was kind of established in 2022, so it's kind of a recent thing. I think a lot of people still don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those, like Turkey is now Turkey now.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard to remember.
Yeah, okay. So not important, but important.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at the dialogue. Maxwell says, you know what I noticed about Krakow? People aren't that friendly.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. And Kayla says, I read that they don't really engage in small talk if they don't know you. So they may seem unfriendly, but they don't engage in small talk. They don't engage in.
Right.
Engage in something.
Yes. So engage here means to participate in, to do. And so engage in will have a noun that is an activity. So he's saying here, Kayla is saying here that they don't do this thing. And the thing is small talk.
Yeah. And small talk is what kind of conversation?
Oh, the weather. It's so hot recently.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
Very light subjects.
Did you see the baseball game? Yeah, those types of things.
Yeah. So engage in, you mentioned earlier, is a bit fancy way of saying to do.
Yeah, it's to do, to actively participate in something.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I do feel like if you're engaging in something, you are very interactive.
Right. So if you engage in a conversation, you're having a conversation, but you're actively in that conversation.
Right. So sometimes in the news, you'll see things like, they engaged in criminal activity.
Yeah.
Like they were a part of criminal activity.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Maxwell, what does he say?
So you're saying they just like to get down to business?
So Maxwell, by this pattern, so you're saying, he's trying to do what?
He's trying to confirm. He's changing the words. He's trying to find the same meaning, but change the words so that he can confirm that he understands what Kayla is saying.
Right. So when you say, so you're saying, it's like, did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Did
I understand this right?
Did I understand this right? Yeah. So you're saying they like to get down to business.
Yeah.
Now, this is a term that we usually hear in business, get down to business. But actually, we use it in everyday conversation too.
Right. Yeah. So this phrase means to do the serious thing, do the main goal, do the thing that is important. And I think image-wise, it's good to think of being in business.
Yeah.
You know when like two companies meet and they're going to have an important meeting or
Right.
they're going to sign a contract, you don't just like walk into the room.
Let's sign the contract.
Let's sign the contract.
Yeah.
It's usually like
They have some small talk.
small talk.
Yeah.
It's friendly or whatever. Or even, if they take them to a restaurant
Yeah.
and like first they're going to eat and have fun.
Right.
And after they're finished eating, they're like, okay, let's get down to business.
Yes.
Let's do the thing we need to do.
That's right. But it doesn't have to be so formal, a formal business event.
Right.
It could just be like cleaning your house.
Yeah. Okay, I need to stop watching TV while I wash the dishes.
Right.
I need to get down to business
Yeah.
and really get
That's-
clean my house.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. So it could be studying, working, anything that you do where you got to start what you got to
Yes.
do.
Okay, let's get serious. Let's do this.
Okay. Kayla says that doesn't mean that they aren't friendly. It's just a different way to be. Very true.
Yeah.
Cultures are all different. Maxwell says, I guess when you live in a big city, you don't have as much time to chat with strangers.
That's true. People in cities don't talk to each other.
No.
I don't know anyone in my building.
No one
Right?
does. No one does.
I'll even be in the elevator with them.
I know. I mean, it is modern life, isn't it?
Yeah.
But in certain countries, more so. It doesn't mean
Or
that.
in the countryside.
That's
right.
So what does Kayla say?
Right. So try not to judge them based on your culture.
Yes. Okay. This is good to know.
Yeah.
Don't judge them based on your culture.
Yes. So based on means with a foundation of or using this as a standard.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So Kayla's saying your culture, don't think that is normal and compare it to this other culture.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Which is great advice. Right?
Yeah. Well, in America, a lot of people think that, because American people like small talk, they like to strike up a conversation with strangers, that they're very friendly. But that's not always true either.
Right.
Right? I mean, yeah, they could seem friendly,
Yeah.
but then there's another side to them that
yeah.
we don't know about.
Just because Americans smile
Yeah.
doesn't mean they're friendly.
That's right. So we don't want to judge anyone based on their culture or
Based on your culture. So
based on your culture.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as an American coming here to Korea, obviously things are different.
Yeah.
I can't be thinking about American culture
Right.
and comparing that to how people do things here.
Very good.
Can't
Good
base
to know.
it on my culture.
Good
yeah.
to know. All right, let's listen to that one more time.
You know what I noticed about Krakow? People aren't that friendly.
I read that they don't really engage in small talk if they don't know you.
So you're saying they just like to get down to business?
That doesn't mean they aren't friendly. It's just a different way to be.
I guess when you live in a big city, you don't have as much time to chat with strangers.
Right. So try not to judge them based on your culture.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 70 and 71. Let's look at all these example sentences. Engage in something means to do a task or activity.
Yes.
Like really participating in that task. Why was the manager mad at you?
He said I was engaging in non-work activities while at my desk.
So instead of saying, he said I was doing non-work activities while at my desk.
Yes.
If you use this expression, engage in, it does sound a little bit more official, more formal.
Right. And he probably used it because it does kind of feel like if you get in trouble
Yeah.
and your manager sometimes writes a warning,
Right.
he or she might write it in this way because it sounds like a policeman.
Yeah. You are engaging in non-work activities.
Yeah. I don't know how often we would say it like this in a casual setting, but it seems like the second person talking is maybe like repeating the exact words.
Okay. I was engaged in cleaning out the garage when a mouse startled me.
So this one here, it has a little bit of an extra meaning to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, engaged in cleaning out the garage means that you were cleaning out the garage.
Right.
But engaged in here does make it feel like there's an extra amount of focus.
Yeah.
Like you were
Right.
thinking only about cleaning out. You know how when you're focused, when you're doing something, it becomes so small.
Yeah.
And you forget about everything outside of what you're doing.
Right.
That is this feeling with
Yeah.
engage in cleaning out the
Right.
garage.
So if you use it in this sort of context, it really focuses on your concentration
Yeah.
on doing something.
Right, right.
Which is cleaning out the garage.
Yes.
Let's give one more example of to be engaged in.
So you can be engaged in a book, which means that you are
Yeah.
very focused on reading.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting book that
Right.
you're just really focused on it.
Right. How about you can also say that you are engaged in a real sort of serious conversation about, about death. Or, I mean,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So it's that idea of like, it's not just any conversation.
That's not a light conversation.
Yeah, it's not a light conversation. There's a heaviness to it. When you're engaged in something, it's really your whole body is in it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Get down to business means, okay, we need to do what we need to do.
Yeah.
Is everybody here? Shall we begin today's workshop?
We're all here and ready to go, so let's get down to business.
And this business could be, I don't know, like what, a workshop?
Right. So, I mean, whatever the workshop is about, you're no longer having the social portion.
That's right.
You're no longer playing around. It's, okay, we're doing the main task for today.
Like, we need to get started.
Yeah. There's that famous Disney song from Mulan.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns.
Okay.
And it's about, they have to train the army.
Yeah.
And so they're saying, hey, no more playing around.
Right. We need to train.
We gotta train.
That's right.
We got a war to fight.
Yeah. So this expression can be used in a variety of contexts. Doesn't have to be like business related.
Right.
Could be about like training.
Could be about cleaning your room.
Yeah.
You really
Right.
got to get after it.
Studying.
Yeah.
You're like husam. You want to get into college? You better get down to business.
Get down to business. Or maybe you're in like a big box supermarket.
Yeah.
You got a lot of shopping to do.
Oh yeah.
We got to get in and get out.
Oh, do some serious shopping.
Serious shopping.
Get down to business.
Get down to business.
I like it. The sooner we get down to business, the sooner we will finish.
Yeah, the sooner we're serious, the harder we work, the sooner we'll finish.
Could you possibly use this when you're at a buffet?
Oh, yeah. I'm not, I got to get down. I've got a lot to eat.
Yes.
And we only have 90 minutes.
That's right.
There's a 90-minute time limit.
That's right.
We got to get down to business and eat all this food.
I knew you would say that. Right. Because, buffets, they don't let you stay there forever.
No.
There's a time limit. So you want to get down to business.
And you don't eat the carbs. No rice.
No rice.
You just go to the guy.
No kimbap. No.
You go to the guy cutting meat, and you just get a lot of meat. You learn his name.
Right.
And you say, hey, hello, Benjamin.
Yeah.
I'm going to need 5 slices.
And get the crab,
Yes.
the seafood. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Get down to business. Based on something means that it's founded on a particular idea or belief.
Yes.
Okay? So let's see how this is used. Doctor, I have a bad headache, can't concentrate, and my heart rate is high.
Based on the symptoms you've described, I believe you are dehydrated.
Really? So I just need to drink water?
Yeah, drink a lot of H2O.
Oh, get some electrolytes in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Based on your resume, you are very qualified for this job. Or you are not qualified for this job.
Right, yeah. So this based, like we talked about, is the foundation. I've looked at these things, or this is the standard. These are the things I've heard, or the things I know, and I'm making a conclusion, or I'm making a comparison.
Right. And both these examples, they're in a sort of formal context. Like you're at a doctor's office. It's a job resume.
Yeah.
So I feel like this word is kind of used in more sort of formal situations.
Yeah, I would say usually the situation is more formal, or it could be used in written language.
Yes, that's right. Okay. So you're saying is our power pattern.
Yeah.
Which is like, Okay.
Did I understand you?
Did I understand you? Right. Did I get that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're saying it isn't my fault?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, really? Wow, thanks.
So you're saying you think the earth is flat?
Yeah, I do.
What?
What?
You need to go back to school.
All right. Okay. Our power vocab is small talk on page 72. And this is when you just talk about very light, unimportant things.
Yeah, no politics.
No.
No religion.
No religion. And do check out the power practice. We give you some Korean sentences and see if you can translate it into English.
Yes.
Okay. Let's thank our sponsor.
한국토익위원회에서 주입과 승진을